The Retro Buzz starts right after this.
Hey, it's Friday, and it's time for the Retro Buzz, and we've got an interesting show for you today. It is the day before Halloween, and apparently this is one of Glenn's favorite holidays, and unfortunately, Glenn's not with us today. We had a remote caller call in, and this is what we ended up with. And he is on Glenn's channel, but this is what we ended up with.
It's Glenator.
It's Daniel says it's
Hello,
Glenator.
everybody. This is Glenator.
I love that top hat, Glenator. It's very stylish.
Well, He-Man's got everything else out of me, but it is Halloween. It's kind of my day, so I kind of dress up a little bit.
I love it. I love the costume. It's looking mighty fine.
Mm-hmm.
Looking a little
nice,
pale.
Nice profile.
Yeah, it's we also got Mr. Douglas Smith with us in the house. How do you follow that up?
You can't. Like I said, I feel so unprepared and underdressed. Like I didn't know it was a costume night. Otherwise, I'd have wore my costume I got for tomorrow. So yeah, props to Skeletor over there, or Glenator. Excuse me, Glenator. It's a sweet costume. I like it.
That's okay, cool toy. I know you got your He-Man dolls over there. I know I sit on the back shelf.
That's true. You're up there. You're top shelf. You're high. You're right about there. Yeah, that's where you are.
Oh my!
Glenator is just Skeletor dressed up as Glenator.
You're such a pessimist.
Spoilers.
You know? Yeah.
Spoilers.
So we got Daniel here as well. He's here. He's chewing on his fingers there, but you can. Yeah, we're gonna have a good time today. I think we're gonna have a good. Oh, he's even got a boa. It looks like Glenator is
that
playing.
A feather boa?
Looks like it. All right. Well,
got to stroke the snake, my friends.
We've got him there. So really appreciate everybody jumping in here. And well, I want to start this off. I did a video earlier this week. Actually, I did a bunch of videos, but the video of my update. And I just want to tell you guys, just for this, it is healing. The camera's making it look a little bit redder than it actually is. I assure you, it's not this red. It's more of a pink. So it is getting better. I promise you. The video I did earlier today, I had some makeup on because I had to do a video for work. So I don't want you guys to think, wow, it was fine in the video earlier today, and now it looks red. So just know that I had to do it for work because it's something high profile that I had to do. So I was like, well, since I've got it on, I might as well do the video for Ms. the Prophet. But the update video, thank you again for all the outpouring support that you guys did. I can't say enough. I've been reading your comments. I've been trying to respond to everybody. If I didn't, I'm going to go back later tonight, respond. But there was one comment that kind of stood out. Actually, I got an email on top of that. And I kind of wanted to read this to everybody because this is the difference that I'm talking about. And I'm just going to say the first name. We don't need to go out. But if he's a school teacher, and if his students are watching, again, thank you for your comments. I can't say it enough. But this is from a gentleman named Alex, and he is a 4th and 5th grade teacher in Canada, and he sent me an email. It says, Stephen, I'm a 4th and 5th grade teacher in Canada, and he says, my class is learning about internet safety, and specifically how to treat others on the internet. We have been discussing trolls and how to respond to them. Your video came out in perfect time. I showed my class parts of your video to demonstrate that even adults can be bothered and feel upset about trolls. You gave my class a perfect real-world example. Thank you. Some of the positive messages my class wanted to share with you are: keep on going with your videos. I hope your nose gets better soon. Don't listen to the trolls. Rise above them and leave their broken pieces behind. This was a deep one. I know how you feel about trolls. It really sucks. I'm sorry that you have that problem with your nose. The trolls are probably 11-year-olds, LOL. I enjoy your channel, especially the Friday night shows with Glenn and Doug and your son. Take care, Alex. This, guys, is why I did that video, because that is about making a difference. You know, kids shouldn't have to deal with this. You know?
Absolutely.
So
kids that do deal with that grow up to be. Sorry, go ahead, Glenator.
Why you got to pick on trolls? You know, they're my friends. Why you got to do that?
You were saying?
Oh, I was just going to say, like, you know, it really goes to show that, yes, children shouldn't have to deal with this specifically, because those children grow up to be teenagers that continue to bully people, and those teenagers grow up to be adults that continue to bully people and, you know, talk bad and all those things. Like, if you nip this in the butt early, you know, get this out of people's, you know, behavioral instincts and things like this, and let them know that this type of behavior is not accepted, then we can create a better society overall, you know, and build each other up as opposed to tearing each other down, because it doesn't really help anybody progress in any way, shape, or form. So yeah, I'm glad to hear that, you know, that's being taught in schools, and people are being receptive to that message. Well,
and here's the thing, and Glenator, you could chime in on this too. I know you've got a son, mini Glenator, and this is what you guys have to realize, and this is for anybody, and you need to spread this message out there. I'm not going to be here forever. Glenator, he's already said that Doug and I got first dibs. He's not going to be here forever. We're all not going to be here forever. Daniel is the next generation coming up. Do you want good content from guys that are willing to get on camera, or do you want them to be too scared to get on camera to do it? Your sons and daughters are the next ones. You need to be that example. And listen, we're going to talk about VR here in a little bit, and I'm all about it. And it's okay for you guys to say, well, no, your opinion on that sucks. That's fine. That's collective criticism. You're giving me collective criticism, saying my opinion is wrong, and that's fine. You're entitled to that. And that's not bullying. I don't look at that as bullying. Let's nip that, because I didn't really say that in the video. That's something that you guys is awesome. I think you need to continue doing that. But I can't say enough to the guys, and Alex's class. If you're watching this right now, and I know he said he was going to tell you to watch, listen to it sounds like you've got a good teacher there, and you need to listen to him, because you're the generation that's going to change and mold the future. So yeah. I just wanted to.
And also make sure you ask for extra credit because you watched our show.
Yes. Tell them that you watched the show.
Alex gives you like another 5 or 10% on your grade.
There you go. Alex, you got to do that for your class.
Get an A++++++.
So there's something else that we want to announce. This is part of housekeeping. I've got a really cool event coming up for you guys. I kind of roped Doug into this. Him and I on December 11th at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Doug and I will be hosting a Stream Geek Summit Retro Esports Tournament for the Pac-Man 40th anniversary. Now, and I'm showing you guys this because you're going to want to join this. If you have a way to capture your gameplay on your computer, you can win up to $1,000 prize. That's right, $1,000 prize.
I need $1,000.
Cold hard cash.
Cold hard cash, courtesy of the folks over at Stream Geeks. The registration fee is $10. But if you're confident in your Pac-Man gameplay for a 15-minute timed Pac-Man tournament, and again, you must be able to connect to Zoom, have like OBS, Wirecast, or vMix, something that you can capture that video and send it into Zoom. Doug and I are going to do color commentating over it. And Glenn, I don't know if you, Glenador, I don't know if you're up on your Pac-Man, but you could win $1,000, man.
$1,000 is my first step to world domination.
That's right.
You can bribe He-Man
to
stop saving the world.
There you go. Yeah.
I'm going to post.
Way to spend the money.
I'm going to post a link here in the chat room if you guys are interested. that's the link to form to sign up. And you guys feel free to spread that around. Send that out to your friends. I don't care if you want to do a video on it. You could do a video. I'm sure Doug and myself will do our own videos on that as well. But I encourage you guys to get involved, man. I think he's doing up to 50 registrants, so you want to register as quick and possible as you can, and this might be one of the first of many. Glenador, I tried to get He-Man. I tried to get Tron. It just seemed like Pac-Man just seemed like the easiest one to do.
He's having a big year. It's his 40. Let Pac-Man have this one. Did we lose Glenator?
We lost Glen. He's okay.
I was about to say he was looking awfully stationary right there.
I'm sure he'll call back here. So, let's explain this a little bit. Glenn lost power at his house. They had a massive that hurricane. I guess what is it? Zeta? What was it? Is that it?
There's been too many this year. Everything is just 2020 in a nutshell. That's all you have to say. 2020 has been 2020. And Glenn came home, didn't have power, so he doesn't have internet. So he's trying to do this off his phone.
He's doing it off his phone. So he might be back. And we'll get him back if he calls back in. But that's what's going on. And while we're waiting for Glenator to come back on, there's been and before we get into the VR, there's been a huge week this week on some news topics. And Doug, I saw your picture that you posted earlier on about a cabinet that Arcade1up is releasing. You want to enlighten everybody about that?
I mean, it appears they're releasing. It's one of their worst kept secrets. We'll call it that. Similar to how Pac-Man was originally. It's like everybody knew that they were releasing a Pac-Man cabinet, but they'd never acknowledged it until it was out. Same kind of thing appears to be happening here. Looks like we're definitely going to get that long rumored Outrun cabinet. There was an interesting website that posted some Arcade1up products up. It appears to be too soon, too early, or whatever, because they were the only ones that got it up. But it looks like we got our first look at at least a mock-up, a render photo of what the Arcade1up Sega Outrun cabinet's going to be. So looks like you got the standard form factor of that Star Wars sit-down cabinet that we got with that bench seating. You'll notice the side panels have that classic Outrun shape, which is nice. It's not the same cookie cutter cabinet shape that we've seen on a lot of the Arcade1ups. Now, again, this is like a stagnant rendered photo. This doesn't appear to be an actual physical cabinet, so I'm sure there's going to be some dimensions that are slightly different versus the actual product and what we see and get. We're all just kind of hoping and assuming there's some gas pedal and brake pedal hidden under there, kind of in that floorboard area where the kick plate would normally be. So that's something to look out for, and maybe future official announcements coming down the road. I'm sure we'll get a much better look at this overall. And I'm personally hoping that they will do a rumored stand-up version of this as well, just because that's the way I always played Outrun. Outrun had a bunch of different sit-down variations as well as the stand-up variation. Me personally, I always experienced the stand-up version, so that's what I have that nostalgic love for. But the sit-down, this will be the first attempt for Arcade1up to have like a sit-down racing cabinet. We expect with pedals.
And what do you think, Daniel?
Well, by the look of it and what Doug mentioned about the pedals maybe being there, probably is why they moved up the game graphics on the kick panel to probably add the pedals or anything down there.
Yeah, give yourself a little bit of leg room to actually put your feet inside the cabinet. Yeah.
Now, I do like that they did that. I just almost wish they gave you a piece that, and I might modify it with racing cabinets. And I've noticed this on the Star Wars. You want to lean back.
Yeah, a back support. I was going to ask you because you actually have the Star Wars sit down one. I've got the stand up, but you've got the sit down.
Well,
how you like it after time,
Well, it's okay if you're sitting there.
I get to play it like for 30 minutes, but I haven't got to sit there and play it for like 3 hours and see how my back is held up. So.
Yeah, I mean it's fine when you're sitting there because you're kind of hunched over because you're flying the yoke, and the way it's set up is kind of like you're hunched over and you're leaning forward and you're kind of doing that, but with a driving cabinet, you kind of like lean back, right?
Well, like
Yeah, you gotta put your hand on the steering wheel, all gangster style, lean it back and do this kind of thing. Barely be able to peek over the steering wheel.
I don't know why they actually did the sit down option to make it feel like you're actually in like the spaceship itself, and then like you could build like a little thing around like on the top of it to make it look like a real, like the darkness with the space.
Yeah. We got questions in the chat. People are asking, have they confirmed it will have pedals? They haven't confirmed it exists. So that's everything you see on there is just that's what you get. That's the information available.
Yeah, hopefully they do add pedals.
Yeah, hopefully I'm getting I'm trying to get Glenn back on here. My wife's pinging me, asking me what I want for dinner. So I'm like all over the place here. So
yeah.
It looks like Glenator is back.
Is he? Oh
wow. He's even oh my goodness.
What's wrong with you?
So Glenator, I assume you got power back?
Hey, you're not He-Man.
Oh, you stepped right into that one.
Oh yeah, I kind of.
I got the power.
So it looks like he's back in there and he's all at his finest. So I have him situated here.
Sorry, I had some heat before. It's smoking over there.
It's a little bit hard to understand you with your morpher on, just so you know. But
did He-Man defeat you?
That's my voice.
There you go. That's a little bit better. All right, so we're talking about the Arcade1up leak, but Doug, there was a few other things on that website that you want to talk about that real quick?
Yeah, there was some renders of the 3D joysticks, or not 3D joysticks, the giant joysticks. So we got the Pac-Man one with a very interesting facial expression on him, to say the least. He looks both excited and inquisitive.
But Pac-Man never had a nose
like that. They're looking the wrong way.
I'm sorry, what was that, Glenator?
He's definitely looking the wrong way. Wasn't there a retro route incident already?
I
don't know.
His nose is all smashed, but I don't think he had a nose, right? He never had a nose on that.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll just this is not for me. I mean, like I said, this is like a novelty item for the hangouts and the basement parties and things like this. I just would feel super weird having a Pac-Man face that close to my waist. So definitely not something I'm going to be going after for financial reasons and just awkwardness. Let's put it that way, just awkwardness.
So that I like it for the party aspect of it, though. I kind of like the old way that they did it, where it looked like the original Pac-Man. And I get it. There was an incident that happened. They can't.
I mean, the Atari joystick,
it's
appealing to me because it's an iconic.
I wouldn't play it. I just set it down. But how much is it? How much is it going to be?
$100 is what we're expecting. And if you also click on those links, it shows the game listings. And this is the first time we actually get a game listing for the Atari one. So that's kind of neat, showing the 10 built-in games.
$100 just for that dinky little thing?
Well, it's not dinky. It's a full size.
That dinky thing is about the size of you, Daniel.
Yeah, it's not dinky. So let me go to the games list, as Doug was saying here. So it looks like it's HDMI, and it features New Rally X, Galaga 88, Dig Dug, Super. What is that? Xevious, Rolling Thunder, Dragon Spirit, and Mappy. So, that's pretty cool. I mean, I'm sure they're all just regular games.
I'm gonna go kill the cat.
Also, let's see what else is here. I accidentally added it to my cart. That's
if people are wondering, that is not American dollar pricing. That is the Durham price. That is like the United Arab Emirates price.
So the Centipede is on the other one. I'm sure Glenator is going to get that one. Asteroids, Avalanche, Yar's Revenge, Zari's Arena, Super Breakout, Missile Command, Gravity, and Crystal Castle. I like Crystal Castle, so I think it'd be cool to sit there, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
So
I mean, you're really going to have to put your foot down on that pedal to make sure that thing doesn't go launching all over the place, because we don't know how responsive this is, like how sensitive the joystick will be when you're trying to wiggle it. So you may end up.
I did add the metal foot pedal to hold it down. If you look in the picture, that was missing at the CES where Retro Ralph was having a little bit of a party time with the Pac-Man that day. But I do wish they turned the Pac-Man face around, because that's definitely going to bring some funny things to some party favors.
So I don't know. I think that personally, I think $50 or $100 is a lot for that product. I think it should be a $49.99 product. If I'm going to be truthful, I just like, I know they have the $40 product that you reviewed a couple of weeks ago, right? The little handhelds.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they're that worth that much. I just don't. I mean, I understand you got to pay for licensing, but man,
same thing we got here, because they're using that same little HDMI console box as, you know, the game brain for these joysticks. So you'll have that plugged into your TV, and then it'll communicate towards the joystick.
I just think I think it's a little overpriced for $100. I mean, most of us aren't gonna use them; they're just gonna kind of sit in the game room. But
yeah.
I guess,
I mean, teach their own.
To each their own.
The consumers will ultimately dictate whether things are successful, whether the pricing is on par or not. Because if they don't sell, well, then they'll get discounted, and then people will be able to maybe buy them at $40. So you'll just have to wait and see.
Indeed. So that's hopefully coming. And what else? There was something with the pinball. I heard that there was some rumors.
We finally got the game listings for all 3 tables, for Star Wars, Marvel, and the Attack from Mars. Although there was a quick update like a few hours ago from Arcade1up. So yeah, we got our game listing there. IGN was the first to reveal the article, breaking news and everything, which is great. They did, however, have a slight.
The heck? Is that on? I think that was Glenn. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
No, it's fine. I was just gonna say, Arcade1up did tweet out something a few hours ago where they said the Attack from Mars table listing has had to have a change. It says, as new information has been brought to light, the current game list that was confirmed for the Attack from Mars pinball has been slightly changed. So where it says Funhouse, this title will effectively be replaced by the iconic pinball classic game Hurricane.
And everybody came out with pitchforks.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people were super excited for Funhouse. I saw a lot of comments yesterday alone saying, "Oh my God, you know, I'm buying this for sure because of Funhouse." I was honestly surprised to see that in the table listing to begin with, just because it just recently, I think it's like 10 days old now on Steam, as far as the latest Zen Studios pinball pack that you can purchase on there. Funhouse is one of those games, and like we already know previously from information through Arcade1up and Zen Studios, is that all these tables have been, you know, purposely, you know, configured to run on their hardware on this Arcade1up pinball machine. So I was amazed to see something that was only 10 days old on Steam already been, you know, prioritized and optimized for the Arcade1up hardware on their pinball machines. But maybe, you know, maybe it wasn't. So maybe that's why it pulled off, or maybe it's other reasons. Who knows? But we're getting Hurricane instead of Funhouse.
Maybe they're going to do a Funhouse cabinet. Maybe that's why one of the reasons. And I'm not starting any rumors here, so please don't go to Twitter and say, I heard on the Retro Buzz that you guys are going to do a Funhouse cabinet. I think that it's always a possibility, especially if it's, you know, what if, let's just say hypothetically, what if Zen said, dude, the sales are like flying off for this Funhouse table. Let's just create a table for itself. I mean, that's not a bad idea. Glenitor, what do you think?
Well, like you said, it's a new game, so it may do that later. I personally would like to see that myself. That's a game that I would like to see. But, you know, they're going to make it where they can get the most money out of it. Right now, they have a machine that has some games on it that people do kind of want. They have a good number of games. So this one will be saved for another one, I'm sure.
And I would ask you, Daniel, but you'd probably tell me, it don't matter, just buy it. There's 3 tables, 4 tables, just buy it, Dad.
Money, Dad.
Yeah.
It's just your money, Dad.
No, it's not his money. Yeah. He's excited because he's almost got a complete Castle Grayskull, the original, with the parts.
Nice.
His trapdoor came today. What else? All your other add-ons.
I mean, much to the demise of Glenator, I'm sure, but yeah, that sounds pretty cool.
So we've got that. We've got that going on.
So Daniel, would you kind of let me in your Castle Grayskull?
No.
Give me a tour inside.
He said no.
Just the password. Let him in the back door. Just say, hey, come check it out.
So he's
check out the spacious rooms.
He's been doing
Me
that.
and the sorceress are like this.
Well, I think it's possible. I think it's definitely possible that they're going to come out with their own table, and it's a good title.
Or version 2 of these machines, you know, with the rumored Zen Studios store and Wi-Fi and download capabilities. I mean, because you look at the Marvel table, there's a couple, big name Marvel characters that have their own table that were omitted from that list.
Yes.
Captain America, the Avengers, Infinity Gauntlet, Iron Man. There's a lot of big names still out there as far as these Zen Studios tables that didn't make the cut. So that leads me to believe, maybe they're just waiting in the wings for version 2, possibly.
Well, I think I definitely think it's possible, and I think right now what we'll do is we're going to take a quick commercial break. I know I can finally say that now because we've got Angel. Angel, we want to give him his spot here, but I also want to let everybody know this week I've been working on. I don't know if I activated it right or not, but there is a join button now on the YouTube channel, and I guess it gives you guys some fancy avatars if you jump on for a month or 2 months or whatever it comes out to be. We can add more things in the future, but for right now, that's what I've got. If you want to support the channel, there's a way. And I want to state this because I know a lot of people are doing this. I have a full-time job. I have, I'm not doing this to make, anything like that. But I thought it would be cool if any added funds, if people join, that money be put toward like review units, things that we buy that we're not given by a company, or maybe Daniel goes out and buys a new action figure because Doug gave him the leak that he could review. So I thought it's a way that I could add to the channel, and we can add stuff for him later. But I just wanted to kind of explain it because I didn't get a chance to do a video about that yet. I know I'm slacking, but that's what it's there for. So if you feel that you want to support it, do it. By no means don't feel obligated. It's not something you have to do, but I kind of wanted to explain that. But there is something that you should feel obligated to do, and that's if you need a marquee, this is the guy that you want to see. Again, guys, we want to, give props to the community, and Angel has been a huge supporter of the show, and we've been a huge supporter of him. And so him and his team, Bobby Vu, all those guys, always willing to give the shirt off their back to help you out. Like I said, Ms. the Prophet, if you're looking for arcade graphics, seriously, he knocked it out of the park today. If you didn't see that video, go look at it with my Miss Pac-Man. The way it should be made with that blue in the front. I'm sorry. There's certain cabinets in my arcade, Doug. I don't know if you feel the same way, or Glenn. Even Daniel's like, dude, that looks awesome.
It's a lose-lose scenario because, I agree. That's the way it should look. But for anybody else that already has an Arcade1up collection that hasn't modded or changed theirs anyway, they would have 10 cabinets in a line that all have that black kick plate game listing. And then if they did ship that Miss Pac-Man the way you dressed yours up, then it would stand out like a sore thumb. So like I understand for uniformity why they do the things they do, but teach their own.
But
yeah,
Doug,
I mean, you can't please everybody.
When you have the Star Wars one that has it done like that, and you have the
like I said, I get it. Like
Space Invaders, they're not in uniform.
Yeah. No, I mean you're gonna have circumstances where there's gonna be something that jumped out and stood out, but for the vast majority of the people, everything looks uniform.
I get it. I just think with the blue
scenario.
Where the way it was set up,
blue and the pink and the yellow, it's an amazing color combination.
You're looking at it all wrong. You're looking at it all wrong.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Well, there's no coin door in it, so you could put the name still on the blue. You could and I still might do that, but I get it. I'm being just I'm being that guy.
Arcade1up is just trying to help the modders out there, people making aftermarket parts. That's all.
There you go.
They're trying to help the community build up other businesses. You guys are taking it down the wrong path. They're doing this for us.
Yes, and there's one other announcement that we need to make tonight, and I know Doug is scheduled to do this right after this show. There's another show that he is going to be, and I'm going to let him talk about that.
It's friggin' Mandalorian season 2, baby. Yeah, so no spoilers in the chat because that is literally what I'm waiting for. We're getting finally, some Baby Yoda. We're getting our Baby Yoda fix. Not the child, as Glenn likes to call him, but Baby Yoda.
It's not a child.
So that's coming on. That's going out tonight. Let's talk a little bit about VR. Now, I know a lot of you guys saw pictures that I put out there that Daniel made me buy the PlayStation VR for the PlayStation 4, and he just wouldn't leave me alone until I went out and bought this thing. He just kept needling me like, Dad, we got to buy it. Dad, why are you shaking your head no?
I wasn't shaking my head no.
So I ended up finding a good bundle, right? It was a good bundle. It has the Iron Man in it, and it comes with the PlayStation Move. It comes with the controller and the headset. I think it was like $350. So I think it was a pretty good deal.
Yeah, and you never regretted a doubt.
No, and
because you played Resident Evil and you almost peed your pants.
Yeah, it is a pretty scary game. But the cool thing is it comes with a demo disc. It comes with Iron Man. So I ended up buying one of the games on there. The Space Cadet, I think, was one. And it's the little robot guy.
Squadrons.
Squadrons? Yeah. Did I buy that one too?
Yeah, Star Wars Squadrons.
Oh, yeah, I bought Star Wars Squadrons. I haven't played it yet.
Evil.
And Resident Evil 7. But they were
good when you buy so many things, you forget what you bought.
Well, yeah, and I haven't played them yet because I hadn't had a chance because Resident Evil kind of sucked me in. But they were $20 a piece. But then I had like $40 in credit from GameStop from all the points that I had, so I cashed that in, and I ended up getting the games basically for free. So I ended up getting the VR and essentially 3 games for free. So,
yeah, it was like a world and for the robot game. And
what did you think?
Well,
what did you think of it?
It was super cool because like you get to see around this world with the robots in it. And the funniest part is that the robot kicks its butt into the controller.
Yeah. And when you rescue one of the guys, he like bends over and you kick his butt and he goes into the controller. It's kind of funny. So he liked that.
And like you some people that tried it out, like on the last part with the slide, they got a little sick with that. Like it made you feel like you got like down a slide.
You feel like you went down the slide. Like when the elevator stops, you know how like your stomach does or like in a roller coaster. It literally feels like that when you're on there. And this is the first VR experience I've had since the Pixel of Google's first phone.
It didn't do it to me.
So the next thing, and I know people are probably thrown it in the chat room, I haven't looked yet, about the Oculus Quest. I have not picked that up yet, and the one I want is $399 because I want the extra space. I don't want to spend the $299 for it.
Someone said spend $300 on buying the Quest 2.
Yeah, no, I definitely want to get the Quest 2. I know John Riggs talked a little bit about it, but he said you need to get that extra piece for the helmet to make it more comfortable. The only reason I went with this is because they said PlayStation VR will be compatible with the PlayStation 5. So I was kind of like, okay.
You're not, getting outdone already to where it's,
Right.
obsolete in a short window. You got a little bit of longevity as far as technology coming out. So that's good.
And we also ended up getting a $20. You and I both got a $20 VR headset for the Switch. I don't know if you've played with those, Doug.
Oh yeah. So
Yeah.
So I'll talk to you about it. So there's this mode on Breath of the Wild, and it's VR. It's called VR mode, and honestly, for me, it made me like motion sick a little because of how it looks like you're just playing it on your console, but in VR.
It could be though because maybe the goggles aren't as good, but if you played Breath of the Wild, when you turn your head, it actually moves in the.
Yeah.
Nice.
So
it is cool.
But it gets
an open world game to begin with.
Yes.
And then it gets off cam when you're moving your head, and it's like so.
Well, he might have access. You might be able to grab that headset. It's right there in front of you if you want to grab it, so they can see it for the Switch. But it's $20. You can get them on Amazon. He actually did grab it. There it is. So you could put your.
It's Velcro.
So you put in the screen in the front there and.
Yep. Hold it up so they can see it.
Strap on.
Yep.
Got some magnification.
Oh, nice strap on.
It looks like Wally's
eyes.
eyes.
Jeez.
Wally's eyes.
Yeah, pretty much. Got those Coke bottle glasses for sure.
We had a friend that played it, and she thought it was pretty decent inside of the VR, doing Breath of the Wild. But that's the only one on Switch that I know that does VR. It's in this setting.
It's from Japan, so.
Yeah, you can get it on Amazon for $20. Just Google it if you want to give it a shot. But we wanted to try it to compare. It's definitely doesn't hold a candle to PlayStation VR.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not the same. It's simulating VR. It's not actually, made to play it.
Right.
At least with the PlayStation VR, unlike the Switch VR, the PlayStation 4 VR actually doesn't give you motion sickness, but probably because it's a better quality product.
Also think it's probably like case by case because it's like 3D movies. I know a lot of people had issues with headaches and motion sickness watching 3D movies. I assume VR.
The Virtual Boy.
Yeah,
the Virtual
I mean,
Boy.
that didn't give people headaches. That one just gave people seizures. There's nothing wrong with that.
VR hit its pinnacle with the VR with the Virtual Boy.
Well, now, Doug, did you buy yourself the Oculus yet, or is that something on your to-do list?
It's on my to-do list. The only reason I haven't purchased it is just because it came out in that horrible time window of PlayStation 5 pre-orders, Xbox pre-orders, Arcade1up. It's just, it's Techtober is what they've always called it when all sorts of great technology comes out around October, November. I always try to save up for it, and I think I've done myself justice, and then I end up wanting far more than what I can actually pay for. So a lot of that bleeds into the next year where I can finally afford it. So that's where the Oculus is going to head for me.
Doug, want to know why you haven't bought the Oculus yet? Because you kept on buying the toys. Yeah, you got too many action figures, and you're like, oh, dang it, I don't have enough for this. And you wonder why.
I'm addicted to plastic.
Well, I was going to do the Oculus too, but I know one of the viewers of the show here, he offered me one of his pre-orders because he had 2 pre-orders for the PlayStation 5. And so I plan on, once he gets it, PayPaling him the money, he's going to ship it. Yeah, I won't have it on launch day, and I'm okay with that. I don't need it that day, and when he puts it in the mail and ships it. So that's why I haven't bought the Oculus, because I figured like the PlayStation 5 to me is more important than
and also
the VR.
The PS4 VR will work with the PS5.
He's all about that. So
I'm excited.
So that to me is more. So maybe after Christmas, maybe I'll look to get. But I do want to get the Oculus, especially now that I can wear it with my nose being the way it is. I'm able to play it, and that was the big reason I never bought the PlayStation VR in the first place, because it just wasn't capable. But did you play any of the Move games, Glenn? Did you ever oh, you don't have the new systems, Glennator.
Wait, no.
He has them in a box.
Oh yeah. Yeah, in a baggie.
No, in a bone cage.
Oh, that could be.
It's in grayscale. If you get me into Grayskull, Daniel, I can get my systems out. Can you help me out?
No, He-Man's playing Pac-Man on there and Centipede and all your worst nightmares of games.
That shirtless ninny, he doesn't know a game from a joystick from a paddle.
No. He destroyed that paddle and got a PS5 with it.
There you go.
Yeah. So that's what's on. What VR have you guys played? I mean, Doug, have you played any of the VRs? Did you play Oculus One? Have you tried it? Guys in the chat room, what have you done?
The
I've played 3 different versions of the Oculus. I played the PlayStation VR, and I've done a bunch of like ghetto setup. You know, the I don't know, like the similar to what you had with the
Switch.
Nintendo Switch, kind of, where it's not necessarily VR. It's just more of a, hey, let's put a screen really close to your face and then kind of cut off your peripheral vision. Not technically VR, but it's a simulated experience. I've played lots of those with augmented reality things on the phone where they do that type of thing. I've enjoyed a lot of them. The Oculus, in my opinion, thus far has been my favorite experience, just because it feels like it's a little more fine-tuned and a little more dialed in because they've had so much time to kind of progress, whereas the Sony PlayStation version has been like the next. I mean, they're pretty neck and neck now, whereas there used to be a very significant gap in my experience as far as the technological aspects of it. I think the Sony has finally caught up with the Oculus now, and it's just a matter of software support, who actually has games you want to play the most.
And I think that's the big thing that I have a problem with too, is because the Oculus, you're locked to whatever memory is on that Oculus, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where the PlayStation, you can get digital or you can get physical discs. And again, it goes back to our physical versus digital discussion.
Argument, yeah.
I mean, that was my only hesitation when thinking about buying one or the other, because some people might be in the chat room like, well, why didn't you just spend $50 more and just buy, instead of the PlayStation VR, buy the Oculus Quest 2? And I could have. Walmart had it. And that's honestly, that was the deciding factor for me at that moment when I was thinking about it, was that very thing. And and I'm not saying that's a deal breaker for everybody, but I don't know. It just, when I sat there thinking about it, that's kind of what kind of played in my mind with it. And I haven't tried the motion controls. Have you used those at all?
Yeah, I had the PlayStation Move when it first came out for the PlayStation 3. I enjoyed it, but it had like little to no software support. I felt like they put out maybe 6 games for it and then just said, all right, yeah, that was our attempt at keeping up with the Nintendo Wii, because the Nintendo Wii was outselling them 2-1 at the time. So I still have it collecting dust in a box somewhere in my attic, but that was the time where I said, all right, I'm not going to jump in right out of the gate on these new peripherals from Sony or Xbox or anything like that, just because they come out strong and they just don't support these type of things 6 months down the road. So that was why I kind of held off from the VR with Sony, because I was like, yeah, I want to make sure that they're really going to support this for the long term before I invest heavily in buying something like this again.
Glenitor, VR, did you play any of it?
The only VR I have is actually for my cell phone, those cheap $4 ones.
And do you enjoy it, or does it give you motion sickness, or?
No, I mean, aside from the Virtual Boy, which I do enjoy, so do go out and buy yourself a Virtual Boy, children. You'll enjoy it.
No.
It's fun. The only thing with a cell phone, obviously, is it's not, the accelerometer is not as accurate as you're going to need. The screen resolution is not as good as you need it to be. But if you want to find out if VR is something you want to do, and you're one of those He-Man lovers who don't go out and get a Virtual Boy, you can go into your job lots, your Walmarts, and buy a cheap $4 enclosure for your cell phone, and you can try it out. It'll give you a good idea of what you can expect with a more advanced system.
No. Want to know why he bought the cheap one? Because He-Man stole his real virtual reality and never gave it back.
That's why I need to get into Grayskull.
Well, I for one, I'm gonna pull up this video here if I can here in a second. There were a bunch of games that I thought were pretty good that I saw. And this is kind of what I did. I went just like everybody else, right? You go to YouTube and you look at different things. Now, certain games like this doesn't appeal to me, but maybe I just, and same with this game. See, now Daniel right away goes, oh, that looks awesome.
No, because I seen the YouTuber play it, and it's like so hard because you're trying to move like the sword.
It's like Guitar
around.
Hero, except you're using a sword.
Yeah, it's a rhythm game.
Yeah.
Oh,
but
wait,
but
what
these
about...
types of games where you're physically, it feels like you're walking through a building and you're like they have Call of Duty for this. Like to me,
completely immersive.
Yeah, he's losing it already because of
that's the one that I played.
So he was playing this the other night, and he was doing that with his head. We thought he was having Tourette's, and we almost had to pull him off of it. He started moving his head like, because I didn't know what he was playing. He's like, no, I got to hit the ball against the targets, because he was sitting there just banging. He looked like his head banging the music.
Wait,
Nice.
no. So, I can't wait for Call of Duty.
It is. I already have it downloaded.
What?
Yeah.
For VR?
For VR.
Surprise.
Yeah. It's already on there.
I can't wait for Job Simulator because it's on there, and with
What?
the Job Simulator, it's on the PlayStation VR.
What do you do with Job Simulator?
Yeah, like, let me give you a tip, Daniel.
You're
Don't grow
a
up.
robot, and you have to
It's a
do
trap.
these, and you get to do these jobs like a engineer, a cook.
Is
It
mowing
could
the
be
yard one
better
of them?
than your mom's. It could be better than your mom's cooking.
Oh, see, now you're just setting yourself up for a grounding there.
I was just gonna say he just
And
sold us on the game.
And a office worker and
So you can get those TPS reports in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and spreadsheets.
Yep.
So
I need you to come in on Saturday.
and more. But like you need the hands to do it, which is the fun part, because you actually get to pick up stuff, break stuff, cook stuff better than your mother, and stuff. And
Wow. Yeah, some people on Facebook, like Kenny's over on Facebook, and he says Squadrons VR makes me sick. You have to get used to it. And I was wondering about that because I was talking to Glenn. I was talking to Glenn on the phone, and I said, wouldn't it be cool? Because I know Glenn brought out his new controller, right? So this was my idea. So this was my idea, to buy the controller, right? And I asked Glenn, I said, because it has 3 wire attachments, so bear with me on this. One's USB, and one actually directly connects to an arcade cabinet, and the other one directly connects to an Arcade1up. So my thought was to put it on the Star Wars sit-down cabinet, take the USB, put an attachment on it, run it around my room to the PlayStation, okay? Put an inline switch on it like they do with the Raspberry Pis, where you hit the switch so it doesn't stay powered all the time. And then you could play the Star Wars game, or you could put the VR headset on, and then you sit there with it, and you get the whole feeling of immersiveness that you're sitting at the cabinet.
Cool.
I don't know. That was my thought. I might do that because I think that would be, even though you can't see the actual cabinet, just you're feeling it. It's at the right distance, and you could play them both at the same time.
Are you trying to say they should make a arcade virtual reality?
Well, I'm sure they do, or they've done it. But what I'm saying is, you could do this in your own house.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we could
do it anywhere.
We could do it right here, and and the HDMI cables that they give you, all you have to do is just extend it so it can come over here. But I think it would be a cool experience for somebody to sit down where you're physically, and I know you could replicate that in a chair, but it's right here in the arcade. Why not do it? And then
but also,
it's playing it.
Like you would have to use the hands, like you're actually playing it. Like
you would play it with the control stick, because Glenn has a control stick that matches that one.
Atari,
you're not listening.
Yeah,
he has a controller like that. It would be right onto the cabinet. You'd be playing it with the yoke. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
I don't know what you're saying then.
Apparently, because what right over the head. It's okay. It's all good. So it would be mounted in place of that one. I would take that controller out, and he would still have the. Glenn has his own flight yoke. Haven't you been paying attention the last 10 years?
A USB mouse or an analog joystick mode, it'll work. I mean, Squadrons works very well with the GRS yoke. So in VR mode, as long as it's supporting a USB mouse or analog joystick, it'll work in VR.
So you could do it that way too. So there you go. Don't beat yourself up. He's only been doing his speech for the last what? He's been telling everybody about the Kickstarter for what? A couple months?
A couple months now.
Couple months. It's all right. Daniel probably didn't understand what it was all about, so it's all good.
That's okay, Daniel. I'll be a friend. Listen, can you get me in the Castle Grayskull? We'll play a little bit.
He's still trying to get into Castle Grayskull.
What do you say?
Slowly but surely.
But either way, I think it would be kind of cool just to have that kind of experience with it.
I like that.
So it'll be, I don't know, it's something that I might do in the future to kind of mess around with it. But yeah, today there was some news with Zhang. I didn't catch all of it, but one of the things that we knew that the FCC, he got his FCC license and everything went through with that. But one of the other things, you know, he put into it was a tracked mode. A lot of guys were asking about having a track mode like the Arcade1ups do, like the Act Games does, where it just automatically plays them. What's that?
We need a jukebox mode.
No jukebox. No, I'm going to put my foot down and say there's no. I don't want jukebox
mode. You want to sell this? You need a jukebox mode on there ASAP.
No.
I mean, you got
no
100
jukebox
watts
mode.
of sound. Yeah, you need that jukebox going.
No.
Absolutely. See, Cool Toy gets it.
Never.
So here's Patton. Now listen, Patton Plays just joined the chat room here, and he's been big on VR. I think he has the Oculus Quest too. I've been watching some of his streams that he's been doing with that. So if I'd known he was home, I would have invited him to come on for this discussion as well, because I'm sure he can add some insight. But I don't know. I think that maybe Zhang, since he talks about the experience all the time, he should add VR to his. Then you could have the
after the jukebox mode.
Jukebox.
No
Yeah.
jukebox mode.
Gotta get jukebox mode for.
No, never. No,
See,
don't listen to them.
See, he's not a fan of it either, because I mean, like when you have all the
No, man, like Cool Toy said, you have 100 watts of awesome sound coming out of that machine. Why would you not
Says the
want to
guy.
do that?
Says the guy with the.
I mean, it's a missed
heart.
opportunity to not be able to blast Jukebox Hero, you know, at 100
Yeah.
watts just in your face
Hero.
Says the skeleton.
while you're playing Double Dragon.
Says the skeleton with the bony heart.
Right. VR. So Meatball Saucy in the chat room is saying VR on the ALU coming soon to a Facebook page near you. No, I don't know if I would do that on an ALU. I guess it was just my thinking was, because I have a couch there, it was just kind of like you're sitting down, you'd have your hands on a flight yoke. It would just immerse you that much. And if you haven't played VR, and I couldn't, and I was explaining this to Doug earlier in pre-show, because I had never played it this good a quality. Like I said, I had the original Pixel from Google when it first came out, and they gave you the free goggles that came with it. I remember I sat down when I turned on Resident Evil. I was telling Doug, I sat down and I started the game, because they have you in a room at first, but you start the game and you're driving in a car, and I actually set the controller down and I went like this because I was trying to grab the steering wheel. It felt that real. And then when we stopped, I felt like
it tricks your brain.
It does. And then you start walking through the woods and you see the creepy old house, and you're like looking around stuff like this. I mean, your head just it totally throws you for a loop.
It would be awesome, like, if, like, since you have the hands, like, you could actually use the hands to put your hands, like, the things that come with the headset. You could actually use them with Resident Evil and, like, do the steering wheel and actually control where you're going. Hopefully, probably it would work. Probably it wouldn't.
Be interesting. I don't know, but that's my new thing now. So like VR is kind of like I'm gonna be doing that tomorrow at some point. I also have to play Spider-Man tomorrow, so that'll be fun.
Oh wait, Spider-Man.
You know about?
Oh yeah. The Spider-Man.
So
Far
many
From
games,
Home.
so little time.
I know.
Spider-Man Far From Home.
And then my brother's just
Homecoming.
stay with the rest of the class here, buddy.
Simmer down now.
So before we got to wrap this up here in about 5 minutes, because I know a lot of these guys want to go and jump and watch The Mandalorian. I don't know. Excuse me. I don't know if P-Dubs is still here. I don't know if are they doing a show tonight? Does anybody know? 9 o'clock?
I don't know.
Game Room, Super Game Room dudes, are they back on? Put it in the chat room if not. If you, so we know this, but I think it'll be fun. Yes, he is there. Okay, so they are doing it tonight at 9:00. So go watch The Mandalorian after this, and then you can go watch Super Game Room Dudes. But I'm curious to find out what happens in the next couple weeks, because the launch of the official launch, right? It comes out in a couple days. Xbox, I've seen a lot of people are getting Xbox One review units, or Xbox One X review units. PS4 review units have been going out, but they're under embargo. They can't show any gameplay. They can only do unboxings right now until the launch is like a week away or less than a week.
Yeah, because it takes 15 days to download the patches to make the games work on these new consoles.
Well, that's what I was wondering, if that's why they got it out to some of the really, really, really big YouTubers. And I seen there's a contest right now for Xbox for a refrigerator that you can get. I saw at least one of the YouTubes that I follow. They got a
good
refrigerator.
Why would anyone want a refrigerator?
Well, it's because people were making fun of it and saying it looked like a refrigerator. So Xbox is like, all right,
they'll embrace it.
Yeah, we'll embrace that. Bada bing, here's a
One X.
branded Xbox refrigerator that you can win.
It lights up green inside. It lights up on it. It even plays the Xbox theme when you open the door. It kind of has that.
Yeah.
You know. That was good. I thought it was pretty good. Anyways, that's going to be coming out, and I wonder, has anybody found out if you're able to go to these stores like Best Buy, Target, and stand in line, or GameStop, or are they just completely sold out? There's not going to be any in-store purchases.
I mean, there will be in-store purchases, but it'll be crazy limited quantities. The last I heard, when the pre-orders were going on, there were several people that checked in with their local GameStops, and their GameStops found out the allocation they were going to get. Most of them were like, yeah, we're going to get like 5 physical disc copies and like 2 digital. So like you're talking like less than 10.
Buy the digital.
Yeah, less than 20.
Don't support digital only. Don't do it.
No.
Yeah. So
no digital.
If you're looking to do that camping type of thing, you're literally going to be you're going to have to be a diehard that's out there for like 48 hours or something.
I'm not doing that.
Yeah, this is not worth it.
Do you really think people are? Do you think people are going to do that? You think people are going to camp out for this thing?
100%. 100%. They've done it every generation. This one will be no different.
But I wonder in my area if they'll do that, because they're not really that big.
People waited days in line for the Rise of Skywalker. So there's definitely idiots out there that'll stay at their brain.
Well, I mean, I noticed that people aren't doing it anymore with iPhones. Like, Apple has made them so widely available anymore that people aren't standing in line for iPhone pre-orders anymore.
Yeah, they're making them in such high quantities now. I mean, you could essentially just pre-order it on your phone, and you're like, okay, it'll be here, on the 10th, whatever. And you just sit there comfortably at your house. You don't have to worry about anything.
So that's what I'm not sure about. Like, I thought about it, but I know the one gentleman, like I said, that watches the show, he said about, he'd set me up with that, so I might just do that.
Okay.
Because I'm not going to go stand in line.
Someone in the chat said, Meatball Saucy said, I camped for the Wii release.
Mm-hmm.
He can't wait for the what?
He camped for the Wii.
Oh, he
release.
camped out for the. Oh, dang.
Yeah.
For the Wii, I don't know.
I've never camped for anything. I've always just pre-ordered it online and been all right. The last time I ever had like wait in line for hours, it's always been like for movies. It hasn't been for consoles, just because I've been able to find them in stores, luckily on release day, or I was able to just like wait a week, when stock came back in.
PS4, I pre-ordered, and I had it paid off. And the day it was launched, it was a midnight launch. We still had to stand in line to get it.
Yeah.
Like, they made us all stand in line to give us the tickets, and you stood outside around the corner. But it went quick. It wasn't like that. But that was the last launch day console I think I bought, was PS4.
Yeah.
So Xbox, I got it a year later. Xbox One, I got a year later. 360, I didn't buy it at launch, only because I got a really good deal at GameStop. I think I ended up getting a brand new one for $60, free games, free Wii Connect. Oh, wow. Yeah, they were doing a blowout deal. You ended up
sounds like it. Yeah, $60.
Well, it was $150, and if you traded in, I think it was like 2 games, you got like all this money off, and then you got free games with it. So it was a real ridiculous thing. We ended up walking out with the Connect unit. I'm like, you can't pass that up. It's normally like $200. So that's what. But like PS4 was the only one I ended up doing. So we'll see. We'll see going forward here what happens with the Xbox and the PlayStation. But it's time to wrap this thing up, and we got to say farewell to Glenitor, at least for another year.
Just so you know, Glenitor is walking around Grayskull trying to find a way in.
He's doing it right now. Look at him. He's looking for a way in.
Dude, you
I
need.
am. I'll get in there. I'm
Dude.
camping outside. I'm going to get in.
Dude, you
No, like the prom dates. Eventually, it's a couple of drinks. You're going to get in.
You literally have to have Prince Adam's sword to unlock it.
Oh, what? Hey, wait a second. Are you telling me Prince Adam's He-Man?
Yeah.
Oh, you're not supposed to tell him that.
What?
Yeah.
You're not supposed to tell him that.
Spoilers.
It's too late now.
You don't even have his sword.
But I want to see something really quick here. If you guys did not catch it, a friend of the show, Metal Jesus Rocks,
Yes.
got his hands on one of the New Wave Toys Dragon's Lair, and this thing looks fantastic. So if you pre-ordered it, you should be getting it soon, and if not, you'll be able to buy it. But next to Castle Grayskull, I want me some Dragon's Lair from New Wave Toys, and it's just about promised.
I need to watch that video. That's in my queue to watch tonight. I haven't seen it. There's so many videos that come out. I don't get to watch everybody's videos at once. So usually at night when my wife's in the shower, I'm sitting there just,
Binging away. Yep.
yeah, I'm binging on that, and I'm trying to just decompress for the day. That's what I do. I watch everybody's videos. So if you guys think I don't watch your videos, I do. I go and watch it, and I try to comment at night. So that's why you're getting it at midnight. But
He-Man.
I appreciate.
Prince Adam is He-Man. I just found out. Listen, get Evil in and go with Cyclops. Go there. Oh, sorry. Hey.
Anyways, you can check out Glenn at youtube.com/gplanamento. He'll probably be back next week if Glennator don't hijack him. But check it out.
Wait, is Glenn in Narnia again? Please say he is.
No, I told you he doesn't have power. That's why we have
So
Glennator.
that's why he's in.
So we also have Mr. Douglas Smith. Do we have any new videos coming in? I know you did that massive unboxing of plastic the other day that I tuned in for.
Yeah, I got all caught up until today, and then I got more toys in today. So yeah, you'll probably see another toy-related unboxing video this weekend.
Now I'll be liking that and watching that, and then
it may or may not be He-Man related. So
then I'll
you got his attention.
I'll have to get his attention to buy it for me.
Thanks, Doug. Appreciate that.
You're welcome.
And then also Daniel, you can go check him out Instagram at Dan's Arcade if you want to follow. He's been collecting a lot of the retro He-Man stuff. You actually, what did I score for you this week? You didn't tell everybody what I scored for you.
So he actually scored, the Skeletors,
Panther.
or should I, Panther, or should I say Glennator's Battle Cat, Panther, and the Battle Cat for He-Man.
The original.
Yeah, original. And the accessories for the inside, like the weapons rack, and it came with some of the weapons.
He only needs the flag for Castle Grayskull, the original, the cardboard inserts in it, and then there's a thing that spins. It just needs the base for it, and he has everything complete with it.
What about that stand for?
That's what I'm talking about, the stand.
Sorcerer.
So his trapdoor came today.
And I got the trapdoor. So yeah.
So if you go to his Instagram, you can see all about it because he likes to put it up there on his Instagram, so you guys can check it out.
Absolutely.
Appreciate you guys.
Absolutely. Peel it is hot. Peel it is hot. Now listen.
Want to know what?
Peel is available. Tell her I'm single. Oh.
Glennator. Glennator. You're happy with me because I got your Battle Cat.
You do, but listen. I gotta go meet with Prince Adam and knock him out and see if Peel is doing anything tonight.
No.
Well, we got to wrap this up, guys. Really appreciate you guys tuning in. Make sure you check out the Tech Buzz. If you want to, hit the join button here on the channel. We really appreciate it. We'll be back with next week. I may or may not be able to get my brother to come on air because he's coming out for a little bit, and maybe he'll talk a little bit of retro toys with us here and sit with us, and we'll see. We'll see what happens. Retro games and everything.
He'll take my spot.
No, you can still hang out here. We'll have 5 of us here. We'll be fun. If he wants to do it, he might just want to sit and watch. But we'll see you guys next week. We appreciate it. Till next time, keep it buzzing.